Hello, this is Broyar, and welcome to a brand new Let's Play series for Age of Wonders 4. I've actually personally never played an Age of Wonders game, although I have owned Age of Wonders Planetfall for a while, and I might go back and feature that one at some point, just because I've already got it. It's already in the library. And plus, it's a little bit different. You know, this is more fantasy related, whereas that's more sci-fi, so to speak. So I think that might be kind of a fun thing to try out. But we're going to start off with Age of Wonders 4, just because it's relatively new. It came out about just a little over 2 weeks ago. I was trying to find a way to fit it into the schedule. Finally got a chance to. Hopefully I'm not too far behind the curve of the hype of Age of Wonders 4 to be able to get some benefit from that. But we're going to be playing as a very basic race. We're just going to be playing as humans. Just try to get our foot in the door, try to figure this out. I'm also playing on normal difficulty, as well as I think the main just story map. Nothing special. I didn't create my own map or anything like that. We're just going to try to get in, play a game, see how it goes, kind of learn the game, and then we might start cranking up the difficulty if we like it enough to do another Let's Play down the road. But without further ado, let's get right into it. All right, here we are with Alfred Elderstone, who is our leader of our human race here. He says, a new ruler emerges. Explore your surrounding and expand your domain. Prepare to face your rivals and become the master of this realm. Your choices will shape the new Age of Wonders. So here's our guy. There's our little shield there, a little icon. We do have some affinities. Affinities are almost like a tech tree kind of directionality, if you will. It's probably the best way to put it, because basically you can go down to certain affinities, and that sorry, the tech tree is actually the tomes. My apologies. I have watched a few videos of people playing this, but so bear with me as I struggle through it, because I haven't actually played it myself. This is a complete blind playthrough for me, other than what I've seen a few people playing on YouTube themselves. So the tomes are actually where you get your tech stuff, but they are related to the affinities in some way, and we'll probably get into that and learn a little bit more about that as we go. The affinities themselves, there's like this second tree that you can kind of expand on the different affinities to get different bonuses and benefits and things of that nature. More than likely, it's not a good idea. My assumption is it's not a good idea to go down all the affinities, because I can't imagine that would be very beneficial, because, usually when you're focusing on a game like this, you want to go down specific affinities, because some of the good stuff is further down the tree, and if you just spread all over the place, it's going to be a little bit challenging. I'm actually kind of surprised that we start with 3 different affinities kind of set up already. We have 4 points into order affinity, 1 point into nature affinity, and 1 point into materium affinity. Order is structure to the cosmos. It's associated with light, faith, justice, and the government of empires. It's opposed actually to chaos and affinity. So if we meet anybody that has chaos affinity, we'll be kind of automatically kind of a little bit hostile to them in some form or fashion. We also have nature affinity, which governs the energies of life, promoting growth and revitalization. It is associated with farming, druidism, and control over the living world. I do know that from a farming standpoint, we do have, I think, a little bit extra food. I think I want to say I saw it down there. We'll check that out in a minute. And then we also have materium affinity, which is physical magic. It's associated with resource extraction, transmutation, and mastery over the mundane physical world. So probably the most interesting thing about having 3 affinities from the get-go is that we will potentially be hostile to 3 other affinities right away. As opposed to us, like if we had 1 specialized affinity, that does reduce the number of hostilities we might come across. But no, this is just the default. Like I said, I didn't change anything. This is just the default race that they had set up. It's literally the top of the list. I was like, you know what? First time through, let's play some basic humans and kind of go from there. We do have our first tome here, which is related to the order affinity here, Tome of Faith. We can kind of get into what that does as well. Each one of these tomes opens up or allows certain kind of spells. You can either like different units that you can summon, different kind of buffs that you can put on your units, things of that nature. So we'll get into that a little bit. It's a little bit kind of like your tech tree, like I said before. Obviously, we got humans here. They are feudal, which structures with food income. That's pretty basic. I'm not sure what that means. Structures with food income. Do all the civilizations, or whatever you want to call them, the races, not have structures with food income? Units benefit from close formation with stand together. Units deal 20% damage plus 20% damage when adjacent to another friendly unit with stand together. So that's good. So we want to kind of keep our units close together. That makes sense. And then feudal lords can grant 5 heroes special feudal lord titles as hero skills. They grant bonuses to the cities these heroes are governor of, or world map bonuses to their armies. The hero skills are Lord of War, which gives +5 hit points and more movement speed. Okay. Units in the army regain +5 hit points and +25%. Okay. Lord of Crops. The city in which the hero's governor gains 25 food. All right. Lord of Knowledge. The city in which the hero's governor gains 15 knowledge. Lord of Magic. The city in which the hero's governor gains 15 mana. And finally, Lord of Production gains 25 production. Okay, that all makes sense. That's pretty cool. So we got one that's for armies and the other 4 are for city-based. That's pretty cool. I still don't know what this one right here means. Structures with food income. It's a very not descriptive statement, but we'll get into that, I'm sure, at some point. We are chosen uniters. They strive to build a realm based on cooperation, but will not hesitate to defend it. Actually, I just realized my music is muted. Let me turn that back on so we can hear the music. Hopefully it's not going to demonetize me. Gain 20% income from vassals. Interesting. So getting vassals actually is beneficial to us more so than some others. Maybe others would prefer to conquer the cities, whereas us, we might prefer to keep them as vassals just because a little bit less maintenance and we get a little bit more back from them. We do get +10 alignment with the, what is that? +10 alignment. Oh, okay. This is determines how free cities and other empires see you. Okay. Oh, this is good alignment. Gotcha. So we are slightly good, right? We're not pure good or anything like that. We're definitely not evil. We're just on the plus side of good. So we get a +100, I guess, relationship or something like that with, I'm sure, other cities that are also good. Shield units and polearm units have +1 rank. That's awesome. So we'll definitely be getting a lot of those, I assume, in our military. We start with an extra shield unit or polearm unit, and we have a diplomatic focus, which means we get an extra whispering stone. Whispering stones are, I know enough to know that these are things that we can give to free cities to, or even our own cities, but free cities to help with negotiations and help kind of push them towards that vassal thing quicker. If we give them to our own cities, it increases stability, things like that. So good to know. We are fast recuperating, which means we get regenerated an additional 5 hit points per world map turn. That's going to be hugely beneficial, I think. It's going to really speed up our ability to go to battle and then, you know, rest up in less time and then continue to go to battle. So we're going to be able to fight more quickly, if you will. And then we are also adaptable. Units grow strong at a faster rate from winning fights, plus 30% experience. I have a feeling that's going to be massive over time, getting a ton of experience for our units. Now, as far as units and things like that are concerned, this game is a lot like Civilization from the map standpoint, where you are moving units around a map, building up cities, exploiting resources, all that kind of normal stuff, right? 4X normal stuff. The battles themselves, if you fight them yourselves, and you can automate them, but if you fight them yourselves, they're more of a tactical combat type of game. So I think that's where it's going to kind of bridge that gap between a Civilization and maybe not necessarily like an XCOM, like a true XCOM, but it's going to be similar, like XCOM adjacent, maybe XCOM light, if you will, to some degree. So it's going to be cool to see that. All right, let's get into this. Starting magic, Call to Glory. Target enemy units sustain 10 spirit damage plus 5 spirit damage per each friendly faithful unit in battle. Up to 8. Okay. That sounds really pretty strong, hopefully. And then Wrath of the Faithful. Target enemy stays... Oh, wait. What's the difference here? Are these not identical? Oh, somehow it was not showing me this one. It was... That's weird. I was hovering over this one, and it was showing me the tip for this one. All right, so the Wrath of the Faithful is our bomb spell that, like, in the middle of a battle, we can just drop on something and just nuke it down very quickly. Call to Glory is a different one. This is a buff spell. Friendly units in a 1 hex radius gain 5 morale and become strengthened by 1. Strengthen increases our damage, stacks up to 5 times. That's awesome. And morale is just overall... high morale increases your crit chance. Low morale increases your fumble chance, which I assume is your chance to miss, maybe? No, it's just lower damage in general. And then very low morale can lead to routing units. So having a little bit extra morale is very good for us. A New Dawn. Now, like I said, this is the story map. There might be a little bit more story elements than some of the other maps. I'm not sure. But we're going to go ahead and go through this. Hopefully you guys are okay with kind of going through this at a medium pace here at the beginning. As we kind of get into the story, because I feel like that's one thing about these Age of Wonders games versus like Civilization. Civilization is just rewriting history. Games like this are very much about involvement into the story and what's going on and the fantasy of it all. So hopefully you guys are okay with that. All right. A New Dawn. This is a battle quest. So we have to go defeat something. We have to defeat 3 units and build a farm. Sounds easy enough. Long have the Destined Humans. That's what we're actually called. Sorry. I was like, we're something humans. Destined Humans is what we are. Wandered Athla as exiles. O King Alfred Elderstone. I'm not sure how that sentence parses. By leading them to this valley, you have returned to them their hope. The proud city of Quentin represents a new beginning for your people. They are eager to stride beyond the city gates and claim the surrounding land as their own. To expand your domain, hunt down the creatures near Quentin and grow a new population to place your first farm. So this will give us some stability as well as some sort of mysterious bonus. Sounds good.
A new age of wonders dawns.
All right, I do have the tutorials turned on. I'm not gonna read them. I'm probably just gonna zip through them very quickly. If it looks like something that I might need to know, then I will kind of pause and like look at it. But I'm not super worried about it.
You can take a closer look at the land by zooming in.
Yep. Okay.
Or get a better
Oh, that's cool. I like that phases between the two. All right, we're gonna go close that out. If we need it, we'll use it. If not, we'll just kind of skip over it. I may eventually turn them off. I just don't know if there's gonna be anything that I just not aware of because again, I have not played this particular game itself. We do have an army right here that is hostile to us, obviously, and we also have another army over here which looks like we are at war with as well. Here is our main military right here. It currently has. Go ahead, and I think I know how to select an army. I think I know how to move an army. Okay, I may actually turn that off, come to think of it. I was trying to think if I needed those. I'm going to leave it on advice, though. And I think that'll be good enough. All right, cool. I don't need all those disruptions. I think we're going to be fine. So we have two different units here. We've got our main military, which is obviously got our main ruler as a hero unit. We also have a bannerman who is... Does he have a shield or anything like that? He doesn't look like he has a shield. Just carrying a banner. He's doing a good job carrying that banner. We have a couple pikemen, which do 11 damage with their melee strike. We actually have 3 pikemen, as well as an archer at the moment, which is good. I like ranged units personally. I don't know. I'm kind of partial to that. The support unit, I guess it's more of a magic unit because it does like a banner smite, it looks like, with just some sort of magic damage. Cool. All right. So we have basically two ranged units and 3 melee units at the moment. We don't have any shield units, even though we have a shield bonus. And then if we I think there's a way to look at, how do we look at this guy? Let's see. How would I look at you? I'm sure there's a way to look at my hero. Hero view. There we go. Go look at him. So he's got a horse, which means he can move a little bit faster. So we have very fast movement, and it becomes a cavalry type unit. So that's going to be important if we come across other pikemen, I assume. He also has a lance, which gives him 20% damage per hex traveled up to 3 hexes, cancels defense mode, and removes retaliation attack. So that is kind of interesting. We'll see how that plays out. Obviously, we've got a lot more slots that we can plug in new armor and gear and stuff like that. So it's kind of got a little bit of an RPG element to it. Pretty basic defense and resistance at the moment. Health 90. Okay, so that's cool. We'll kind of play around with that. We can adjust his appearance if we wanted to. We can actually fully adjust his appearance if we wanted to, which is pretty cool. We could change his name and everything like that. So that's pretty awesome. I'm not going to get too much into that at the moment, but it's good to know that that is a thing. We're probably going to move these guys here in just a moment, but I want to look at this other unit here, which I believe is our scout. It is, in fact, our scout. Currently has a bow and, of course, just can move around. So we're going to have you... I mean, we've got to be able to explore and see what else we want to do here. Plus, I think... Am I right? I'm not sure if it's something we have to research, but I remember vaguely that somebody... One of the videos I was watching, they can, like... prospect, I think it is, some of the mountain tiles. I don't know if that's something we have to research later. It probably is, if I had to guess. I'm not seeing an option for it, so my guess is it's a thing that we don't have yet. So we're just going to keep you exploring for now. We can automate them at some point, but we will not worry about that right this second. We are meeting separatists. Samika Cladus, who parted ways with the Destined Humans, lured him as your tribe entered the Valley of Wonders. So we speak again, Alfred Elderstone. He says with a stern voice, remember, we of Helden seek no quarrel. It was magic that caused the loss of our homeland, magic that killed the elder of our tribe. When you took up the elder's tome, you asked for doom. We keep our distance, evading all magic will keep us safe. So these are guys very anti-magic. We can give them a Whispering Stone to start negotiations and gradually improve our allegiance with them. I mean, is this just a like a minor civilization of sorts? Or minor whatever? Yeah, it's a free city. Okay. Well, then I guess if it's a free city, we'll give them a Whispering Stone. See if we can become friends with these guys for now. Because again, we get a little bit of a benefit from being, from having, what am I trying to say? Vassals, right? Yeah. So that would be good for us. Although at the same time, he's relatively close to our main capital. So we might have to keep that into mind. But for now, we'll give him the Whispering Stone. He's the first guy we met. We'll start with that. All right. Our main units, we're going to go ahead and move you up here and we're going to attack these guys, I believe. No reason not to just go ahead and get this started. Now, obviously, we are very heavily advantaged in this. I'm going to go ahead and play this first one out just so we can kind of see it. But if we get into future ones where we're this heavily advantaged, I probably will automate those just to speed things up a little bit and more likely play the ones that we're a little bit more even on. So this one's a safe battle. We will manual combat. Like I said, I can auto combat. Now, there is an option to auto combat, and if I don't like the results, redo the battle as a manual combat and just play it better. But I think for now, we'll get right into this just so we can kind of experience this firsthand and see what it does. I also don't know if my face is in the right spot, so we'll take a look at that here in a moment. For now, I think it's okay. I'll look at it on the other map screen here in just a moment as well. So we got... Did they just summon some units? I think they just summoned some units because I think they only had 2 units originally, and now they have 3. Good to know. All right. I could also automate it within the context of the game we're looking at right now, where I can watch it and then intervene if it looks like things aren't going our way. And from what I've seen of some of the videos on YouTube of watching other people play, the automation is pretty smart. Like the AI in this game is pretty smart and does things very, very well. But for now, we're going to go ahead and move up our spearmen. I feel like a front line of spearmen is probably a smart idea. It'd be obscured in the foliage here. Let's see. Trying to click on the icon, but I guess I need to click down here. Move you here, you'll be obscured as well, which I assume gives us harder to hit from range. Okay, I'm okay with that. We'll move you kind of up behind these guys. And we'll move you probably up over here. And then our cavalry unit, probably, I would not be surprised if he can just about attack right now. He almost can. I'm actually going to move you over here to the right-hand side. Be ready to potentially flank around the back. Maybe go after this caster unit or something of that nature. Now, again, I do want to keep my guys adjacent to each other a bit. So maybe it was a mistake to put this guy right here where he's at. I might actually move this guy. I think it's going to be okay. He's obscured right now. We're going to go ahead and go with it for now. I can go into defense mode. I'm pretty sure I can go defensive mode on all of these guys. Bolster defense. This guy can heal apparently. So defense mode should improve our... Gives us 2 defense, 2 extra resistance. Becomes immune to flanking. Since I have a feeling these guys are going to be able to attack us this turn, we'll just go ahead and defense mode everybody, and that will be good. To strengthen, unleash the beast. I'm just going to go straight for our archers, which, you know, not ideal, but it does set him up for potential flanking attack, I feel like, here. Oh, double attack. All right, so we can, in fact... Potentially, I would imagine move this guy around behind. Would that count as a flanking attack? Yeah, flanked. So this is going to do some pretty heavy damage here. I feel like I need to speed up the animations. Is there an option for that? Settings. Force fast come. Let's try this. Okay, it does hide that. Maybe that's not what I want. We'll try this for a second. If that doesn't look like what I want, then we will figure it out later. All right, so then we have... how do I Can I tab? Nope. I'm assuming this guy should be able to... Now, this guy's flanking this guy, which I think I like the idea of doing this attack here. Okay, that's a little bit faster. I think I am actually going to slow that back down. We'll just speed it up in the... Up here in the corner. We'll say 2x. I'll see how that looks. Alright, so last but not least, this guy should be able to finish this guy off. Looks like that is, in fact, going to happen. And then I'm going to have my archer. I only got a 5% chance to hit him from there. What about you? 90% chance to hit him. Is he actually going to do any damage? It doesn't show up any damage. Do I have to actually hit the spell? I guess I do. Maybe not. Why can't I shoot you? What am I missing? Oh, I'm hitting... Oh my goodness, I'm okay, guys. I'll be alright. I'm looking at the 90% and I'm hovering over this, but the 90% is over this guy. I'm not that dumb normally, guys, I promise. So actually, let's go check the archer out now that I'm actually looking at it, right? It is still only 5%. Now, if we move this around, I think it will show us an increased percentage somewhere. Now, this guy is just never going to get a good percentage on this. That is interesting. So, it does look like this guy has the best chance to do some damage here. It's got spirit resistance, though. Do we want to just bring our ruler in here and get a good flank attack and kill him? I think that's probably just our best bet here. And then we can move our archers up to potentially attack this guy. Put him up in here in the low foliage. Foliage. I can't talk. 5%. I don't think that's good enough to do an attack here. We're going to move you up as well. That is only a 30% chance. Again, I don't know if that's enough. We're going to let this guy just play out. We'll defend here. And we'll defend here. And I think I'll call that good enough. I promise I'll get a little bit faster as we get into this. I'm just trying to learn everything. So hopefully you guys are okay with that. We're definitely going to move you up, I think, to just do a standard melee strike here. I think that makes sense. Where can I move you to get a better attack? Anywhere? Apparently not. 50-50 chance, really. Our chance to hit is terrible. Alright, we did hit. The bowman, also 50-50. What is going on? Maybe he must have some sort of, like, ability that's keeping him from taking damage. Or, like, I don't know. Maybe he's matrixing me. He's dodging the bullets. I don't think you can hit. Can you? You actually can. Do I want you to hit? I think it's okay. Because I think my cavalryman guy can just come in here and hopefully get the final strike. And he does, in fact. Alright, easy, obviously. I wasn't expecting it to be hard. More of just kind of learning how things go. We could retry it if we felt like the result was not how we wanted it to play. But, no. Obviously, we're very happy with that. That's exactly the result we expected. All is well. We have discovered a free city, so we do have another quest here. We want to discover an ancient wonder and discover a free city. We have discovered the free city. Good stuff there. I'm going to go ahead and move you back into the city. I'm assuming you will heal a little bit more in there, although we don't really have much to heal anyway. And then we'll go after this unit over here in a bit. Okay, so orders required. I'm just going to say wait one turn. That's going to be fine. We need to set our arcane research. So we have Signet of Knighthood. Grants non-feudal units stand together, which increases damage dealt when they stand. Okay, yeah. We definitely want our non-feudal units to have stand together. That would be a good one. Units in target army heal 20 hit points. It's an army heal. I'm assuming this is on the map itself. And then Staves of Mending. Grants enchanted units faithful, which reduces unit upkeep. Sounds good. Mending touch, a healing ability for use in battle. Sounds pretty good. I actually like this one because I think stand together is going to be something that's going to be very key for us. So I'm going to actually start with this one. And we'll see what that does. All right, we got to produce some stuff in Quentin. All right, so there's two different queues for producing things. There is a general building queue here, which is actually what comes, which is actually using production itself, the actual production value. And then there is a kind of a unit, recruitment queue, which uses this other, this draft resource, if you will. So if we're not producing buildings, we actually generate some gold from our production. So a percentage of our production gets turned into gold. If we're not producing units, a percentage of that draft gets turned into, I believe food? Yes, food. So 25% of draft turns into food. Food is obviously great because the more we grow, the bigger we can get. The way that we expand our borders is by growing population. Every time we grow population, we can bring another district into our city borders and do something with that. So that's very, very important for us. There is another thing we have that's we have multiple resources at the top of the screen here. We have knowledge, which is just research, kind of what you might normally expect. We have Imperium, which is something that we use both in the affinity trees, but also we can use it for other interactions throughout the game. One of them being, for 45, we can actually attract an extra population for free here without having to wait for the food to build up. It's also used for founding new cities and things of that nature. So Imperium is a very important resource. As of right now, we can have 2 Whispering Stones. In fact, we actually do have 2 Whispering Stones because we have that extra one from our diplomatic focus. So we will be able to give another one either to our city here or give it to another free city at some point. In fact, I might actually just give it to the city here because I'm not sure if there's a particular reason why we shouldn't. And I'm assuming we can take it right back again if we want to. We can have it with 3 cities right now. We can add to this at some point, but for right now, 3 cities is our limit. And then finally, we've got these 3 resources in the middle here. We have gold, like you would see in any game. Gold is obviously important for lots of things. We have mana, which is what we use to summon units and, of course, cast spells, as you can see here. And then finally, we have casting points, which are used to cast spells on the world map itself. So that is a thing. And of course, here's our affinity. The affinity tree, can we look at that up here? I'm sure there's a way to click on that somewhere. I'm sure it'll come up in a minute. I'm not super worried about right this second, but there is an affinity screen. Maybe it's down here. Spells. Nope. All right, we'll look at it. We'll find it in a minute. I'm sure I'm just blind, probably. But anyway, as far as the city, we have a district over here that we could put something in, I assume, right? No, I guess we can't because we don't have the little icon above it. Once we get a district or an extra kind of province area, whatever, we'll have these little icons that we can place certain types of buildings on. And that will give us the ability to, get that particular type of resource. So for right now, I mean, a granary feels pretty good because more food does mean more growth. We can boost this, though, by building a forester. So I might hold off and get the boost. Same thing with the stonemason. We can boost that by getting a farm. Anything that can get boosted, it might be a good idea to kind of hold off on. Unfortunately, everything needs to be boosted at the moment. I don't know. Maybe I just go for the storehouse as is. What is the boost? Reduces the cost by 30%. 30%, I mean, early in the game, 30% is going to be a lot. I wish I had enough to attract a population right this second. How quickly? We're going to get a population in 3 turns. Although, in 2 turns, we'll be able to attract population with our Imperium because we're getting 40 per turn, it looks like here. If I'm reading that correctly. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what's going to be best here. I'm really leaning towards the storehouse, even though it's not boosted. Just again, because, I mean, food is just always important in early games. I think we're going to go with that. Even though it's not boosted. We'll wait for some boosting some of these other ones, but I think this one, we got to build something here. I don't want to just sit here around making 25% of my production in gold. As good as that may be. I want to at least be building something here, at least initially. As far as units, I think I'm okay with the units we got for the moment. We don't have very strong units available anyway. In fact, I assume if I come down here, yeah, we've just got basic units. So once we get some better units, I might start getting some more units in here. But for now, we're going to let that continue to give us more food. Because again, more food means more growth. All right, I think that's everything. Full episode for 1 turn. That sounds about right for a game, right? It is a Paradox game. The Paradox does produce this game, I believe. So it's not your typical Paradox game, of course. But obviously, Paradox, if you watch anybody who plays Paradox games, like the grand strategy games like Europa Universalis and things like that, typically you spend the entire first episode not doing a single thing without, not even unpausing the game. That's pretty normal. But again, we're getting into this. There's going to be a lot of story. We did at least do a battle. So come on, it's not like we didn't do nothing. But yeah, there we go. We'll speed things up in the next episode. Again, like I said, any battles that are going to be easy, we'll probably just skip over those. And we'll kind of speed things up as we go. Hopefully, you guys are going to enjoy this series as much as I think I am. And we'll go from there. But I do appreciate you guys watching. May God bless you. And I hope you join me again next time. Thank you and goodbye. I wanted to give a special shout out to the following channel members. Thank you so much for supporting the channel.